Alright, in this video we're going to be working on numbers 21 through 30. So we will go ahead and start with number 21, which is asking us to calculate the rate in cubic feet per minute that the volume of the water is changing. Another word for rate is slope. And so basically I can take any two points here and calculate the slope between them. I'm gonna choose these two. And so my slope would be 18 minus 13 divided by 3 minus 6. Remember, it's y on top and x on the bottom, and you have to be consistent in choosing one point to the next. So 18 minus 13 in the numerator is 5, and 3 minus 6 in the denominator is negative 3. So my slope is negative 5, and on the computer you're going to use the / button to indicate a fraction, and that's how you're going to grid that item. Okay, for number 22, we have a systems of equations problem, and you can set up a system. The setup for the system would be, you could set it up like 3m plus 2l equals 2995. And the second equation would be 4 medium and 1 large, so 4m plus 1 large is equal to 2845. And then you could solve this system using elimination, or elimination would be the best way. But I do remember that we used this question on the on one of our tests, and the strategy that you guys liked the most was the guess and check strategy, because this is multiple choice. You could go ahead and solve by plugging in each of the choices until you got the one that worked for both situations. So to solve it, if I were going to solve it using the algebraic method, I could multiply this second equation by negative 2. That would give me negative 8m minus 2l equals negative 56.9. And when I add the top equation to my new red equation, I would get negative 5m. My l's now cancel, and let's see, minus 29 equals negative 2695. Divide both sides by 5. Negative 5, and I get 539 for the medium. So that means that B and A are not appropriate answers, but I know that my mediums are 539. Now to find the large, I would use probably the second equation. She gets 4 mediums and 1 large sandwich, so let's see, 4 mediums would cost 4 times 539. And subtract that price from 28.45. Oops. Alright, so 539 times 4. The medium sandwiches are going to cost $21.56 total. And then subtract that from 28.45. And that'll give me the price of the large. So $6.89 for the large. So my answer choice is C. Number 23 is also a system of equations problem. However, this problem is probably best going to be solved using substitution, because if you notice in the first equation, x is already solved for. So I'm going to take and plug in for x, and I'm going to put in y plus 4 plus 1.29 y equals 15.36. So I just, basically I took this value for x and I substituted it in for that x there. And now I'm going to distribute 0.99. And this is plus 396. And I'm going to combine like terms. So this is like, and that's like, and I get a total of 228y. Subtract 3.96 from both sides. And then finally divide by 2.28. And I get y equals 5. But that is, let's make sure, y is the number of songs she downloaded at $1.29, so I actually need to find the 99-cent price according to my question. So I can use that again right here. X is equal to whatever y is plus 4, so x would equal to 5 plus 4, which is 9. All right, for number 24, we're looking at, do you know the rule of an exponent raised to a power? And that rule is that you multiply the exponents. So essentially I'll get m to the 12th, n to the 10th, and q to the 6th when I multiply those exponents, which is a choice A. For number 25, I have, I'm going to simplify this expression. Now the rule here, because this is a multiplication in between these two sets of parentheses, that means that I'm going to add the exponents. It's not the power rule this time. I'm going to add exponents. So it's going to be a to the 5th and then b to the -4. And the question is, what is the value of n, the exponent on b? So my answer would be -4. Now, if we were actually solving this, that's when we would have applied the rule that we don't keep negative exponents and written it like this. However, it tells me in the problem that they're keeping it in that form. All right, for number 26, we are looking for the perimeter of the shaded portion of the rectangle. So remember that the area, we want the perimeter rather. So basically I need to figure out that this is x plus 3 because it's a square or a rectangle rather, and so the opposite sides are congruent, and then this guy here has to be x plus 4 because it tells me here that the top is double this length. So that's x plus 4, and then this will also be x plus 4. Now to find the perimeter, you add up all the sides. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. And then 4 and 4 is 8, plus 3 and 3, which is 6, 8 and 3, or 8 and 6 is 14. So my answer is choice D. All right, now on number 27, I'm going to be looking at the area. So for area, I'm going to do length times width. And the area of this figure is x times x, which is x squared. And on this side, the second figure, the area is x plus 4 times x minus 4, And now what you're going to want to do here is double distribution. So first term is going to be x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. 4 times x is plus 4x. And 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. So I combine like terms, those middle terms actually will cancel each other out. And so I get x squared minus 16. That's the area of this second figure. So the question is, how much larger, greater than, is the area of the one figure to the other? So I'm going to do x squared from the first one and subtract the area of the second one to see the difference. And notice that when I have this negative out here, I have to distribute it. So it's going to be x squared minus x squared plus 16. And as you see, the x squareds cancel, and my answer is 16 units greater than. Okay, so number 28 is kind of like working backwards and from what we had just done. And so basically they want to know which of these choices will give you an area of 2x squared minus 7x. And so they're really asking you to factor. So you can factor using the slip and slide method. So take your 2 and multiply it to the 15. That's going to give you x squared minus 7x plus or minus 30. It's a minus. And factor this one. So it's x and then plus and minus inside. And factors of 30 that'll give me negative 7 would be negative 10 and positive 3. But now don't forget to go back and do this slide part. So that's going to be divide by 2. So I would get 2x plus 3 and x minus 5. And I see that here in choice A. Number 29, we're going to go ahead and factor this, factor the numerator first, and I see a GCF here of 3. So I'm going to pull the 3 out, and that's going to leave me with x squared minus 9 over x minus 3. And I still am not getting anywhere near the answer choices. So I'm going to look at this piece again, this x squared minus 9, and I might notice that as the difference of perfect squares. And the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 9 is 3. So when I factor that, it's going to be x plus 3, x minus 3, and this is all over x minus 3. And now you can see that the x minus 3's actually cancel, leaving me with this as my remaining expression, which is answer choice A. All right, and number 30 is a division problem. So again, you're going to take that and you're going to divide by 3x squared y. So just take each term and divide by 3x squared y. And the first term is going to give me a coefficient of 2, x to the 4th, and then y to the 1st. Remember, I divide the coefficients and subtract the exponents. Minus 12 divided by 3 is 4, x to the 2nd, and then y to the 2nd, because I'm subtracting the exponent. And then the last one, notice that the whole thing just really cancels out because you have something divided by itself is just 1, so that's going to be plus 1. So that corresponds to answer choice B.